There is a rule about money that nobody ever teaches you, not in school, not at home, not in any personal finance book on a bestseller shelf. And the strange part is, you are already following this rule right now, without knowing it. It is quietly deciding whether you build wealth or drift further from it every single day. Most people believe staying broke is an income problem, that if you just earned more, everything would fall into place. But research tells a darker story. In 2001, behavioral economists Shlomo Benartzi and Richard Thaler studied savings behavior across thousands of workers at different income levels. What they found shattered conventional wisdom. As income rose, spending rose in near-perfect lockstep. More money came in, more money went out. The gap between earning and keeping barely moved. This is not a discipline problem. It is a psychology problem. Your brain applies a rule to money without asking your permission. Economists call it lifestyle creep. But that name is too gentle for what it actually does. Every time your financial situation improves, a raise, a bonus, a windfall, your brain quietly resets what feels normal. The baseline shifts upward, and suddenly, the life you lived 6 months ago feels like deprivation. Daniel Kahneman, the Nobel Prize-winning psychologist who spent decades mapping human judgment failures, called this the hedonic treadmill. You earn more, you feel better briefly. Then you adapt. Then you need more just to feel the same. The treadmill keeps moving. You keep running. Your savings stay almost exactly where they were. The invisible rule hits hardest in categories other people can see. The apartment, the car, the phone, the wardrobe. Robert Cialdini showed that people use visible consumption to signal worth and competence. You are wired to observe what others own and calibrate accordingly. This is not vanity. It is an ancient survival instinct, one that made sense in a small tribe, but causes serious financial damage in a world where you can compare yourself to millions of people at once. Consider the compounding cost. A person earning $60,000 and spending $58,000 saves $2,000 a year. A person earning $90,000 and spending $88,000 also saves $2,000, same savings, 50% more income. The raise did nothing. The invisible rule consumed the entire difference. Warren Buffett understood this early. He bought a house in Omaha in 1958 for $31,000. He still lives there. Not because he cannot afford something grander, but because he locked in a baseline and refused to let the rule recalibrate it upward. While his income compounded, his lifestyle did not. The gap between the two became the engine of everything. So what breaks the rule? Pre-commitment. You have to make the decision before the money arrives, not after. Because after it arrives, the invisible rule is already running. Benartzi and Thaler tested this directly with a program called Save More Tomorrow. Workers agreed in advance to route a portion of every future raise into savings before they ever received it. People who had failed to save for years suddenly built meaningful wealth. Not because their willpower improved, but because the pre-commitment moved faster than the hedonic treadmill could react. When income increases, move the difference somewhere else before it touches your regular account. Automate it. Make it invisible going in the other direction. You are not fighting your brain. You are simply moving faster than the invisible rule can follow. Your financial future is not being decided by the economy. It is being decided by the gap between what you earn and what your brain redefines as normal. Narrow that gap and everything changes. Let it close, and no raise will ever be enough. The invisible rule is already running. The only question is whether you are going to keep following it without knowing, or step off the treadmill before it steals another raise.